The ACTUV missions workshop deals with ACTUV, which is a 132-foot long unmanned surface vessel that was built by DARPA. It's going to be taken over by the Office of Naval Research, ONR, and it is undergoing test and evaluation with Space Systems Center Pacific down in San Diego.
The program actually began about 6 years ago with some conceptual design studies, and then we awarded a contract for the full-scale prototype in August of 2012. So we've been going through sort of that detailed design, construction, and testing program now for about 4 years. We have a working prototype that's been in the water for a year now. So we launched it at the shipyard in Portland, Oregon in January of 2016. It's been in San Diego since May, going through sea trials and starting to develop and test its performance as an autonomous vessel.
It's the only unmanned surface vessel that I know of that's that big, and it's a demonstration of the collaboration that goes on between DARPA and the Naval Postgraduate School, and then of course my office.
The workshop was developed with DARPA. We came up with the idea to have a meeting out here in Monterey.
So the purpose is really to start to develop some ideas about how we would integrate this new capability with the fleet, all the different kinds of missions it could potentially do, different payloads it could carry, and then to try to understand some of the technical and policy roadblocks that might stand in the way of taking this from S&T into an acquisition program.
When we are able to take the traditional missions that we have today and do them with unmanned systems, a lot of the problems get solved. We can probably take higher risk at cheaper cost, and so that certainly frees up some of our Marines and sailors to do other things.
It's a great opportunity for the students to go down to San Diego, take a look at a real live vessel instead of something that is just theoretical. Gives them a little bit more sense of they're actually doing something that's going to help the Navy soon rather than say 20 years down the line.
My thesis is going to be revolved around how you go about doing acquisition for artificial intelligence. The ACTUV appears to be a pretty good example and a first step. So I'm going to do a case study on that and see if it can actually lead to some kind of preparedness for artificial intelligence.
Here at NPS, you've got a focus group of individuals that are professional military folks and civilians as well that have devoted their lives to supporting the Navy and the Marine Corps. So their focus, determination, the energy that they apply to this is different than what we see out in the civilian world.
DARPA and NPS have worked together for a long time, and this project is a good example of kind of how that relationship can work and could work in the future, really trying to take the technologies that we've developed and get it to a point where sailors can actually use it to do useful missions. Because of the characteristics of NPS and where it sits in the Navy and the backgrounds of the students, that's kind of the sweet spot from my perspective.
It's been eye-opening. I see our Navy being more effective in the future because we'll have unmanned systems and because we'll allow sailors and Marines to do more things that actually take advantage of the things that human beings do.